You know the feeling. You're scrolling through a streaming platform, nothing looks interesting, and you wonder whether you've actually seen everything worth watching. You haven't, because somewhere in the gap between the films that became cultural phenomena and the ones that simply disappeared, there is a category nobody talks about enough. Films that were too smart for their moment, too strange for mainstream audiences, too quiet for the marketing departments that needed a franchise hook to sell them. 15 science fiction thrillers. All of them forgotten, all of them perfect. A time travel agent whose last assignment turns out to be the most personal case imaginable. A supercomputer built to defend America that decides defense and domination are the same thing. A game designer on the run whose game console is a biological organism that plugs directly into your spinal cord. And number one on this list, a city of permanent night, built from stolen human memories, 1 year before The Matrix asked the same question and got all the credit. 15 films ranked. Let's go! Number 15, Europa Report.
Are you guys seeing this? It's beautiful.
Come back to the ship now.
I want to see if it's reacting to my lights. I'm going to turn them off.
6 astronauts. A privately funded mission to Jupiter's moon Europa, which NASA scientists believe contains liquid water beneath its ice, which means it might contain life. Europa Report uses found footage the way it was always supposed to be used, not for cheap scares, but for authenticity. Every frame is ship camera footage, no convenient angles, no swelling score, just the record of what happened out there. And what happened is not good. Space.com called it one of the most realistic depictions of space exploration since the moon, or 2001: A Space Odyssey. The surface of Europa was built using actual NASA and Jet Propulsion Laboratory maps. What the film refuses to offer is what most space thrillers can't resist: a hero who makes it, and an ending that ties everything off. It gives you what real exploration gives you. It's a slow burn, genuinely science-accurate film, and the final 60 seconds will live in your head for days. Don't look anything up. Go in completely clean. Number 14, eXistenZ.
It taps into your deepest emotions.
You're the power source. Your body, your nervous system, your energy.
It unleashes your wildest urges.
David Cronenberg made this the same year as The Matrix. Both films are about simulated reality. Only one of them defined a generation. The other one is stranger, more organic, and considerably more unsettling. Virtual reality games are accessed through biological pods, organic devices that plug directly into ports installed at the base of your spine. Jennifer Jason Leigh plays the world's most celebrated game designer, hunted by assassins. Jude Law plays the security guard pulled into the game with her. And then the boundary between the game and reality starts dissolving, layer by layer, calmly and without warning. Cronenberg's body horror instincts are all over this. The pods breathe, pulse, and require feeding. The entire technological ecosystem feels organic in a way that is deeply, specifically wrong. The final scene reframes everything that came before it. You'll want to watch it again immediately. That's the intention. eXistenZ dissolves the boundary between real and constructed until you can't locate it. Number 13 does the same thing, but to the boundary between what's living and what's becoming something else. And a major studio tried to stop it from being released.
Did your husband contact you at any point while he was away?
No.
It was his decision to go in.
Number 13, Annihilation. Paramount was so rattled by test screenings that they pulled it from international theatrical release and sold it to Netflix overseas. The producer called it too intellectual, too complicated. Director Alex Garland refused every note. Garland was right. Made for $40 million, it made $43 million globally, barely breaking even. A commercial failure by any studio measure. Natalie Portman leads a team of 5 scientists into the Shimmer, an expanding zone on the American coastline where the laws of biology no longer apply. Inside, evolution accelerates and recombines in ways that are beautiful and horrifying in equal measure. The final 20 minutes are unlike anything else in mainstream science fiction. Garland doesn't explain. He shows. and what he shows you will live in your head for days. Too intellectual. They were describing it correctly. They just thought it was a criticism. Annihilation is about what we carry into the unknown. Number 12 is about what happens when the unknown has been waiting in one place for longer than anyone can remember, and two brothers who escaped it once are about to find out why it let them leave.
How is that possible?
Number 12. The Endless. Two brothers escape a UFO death cult as teenagers. A decade later, they receive a video message from the camp, and the younger brother wants to go back, just to visit, just to get some closure. That decision is the last normal thing that happens in this film. Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead write, direct, produce, and star in it. Two filmmakers who operate completely outside the studio system, and who are, without question, two of the most interesting genre directors working today. What they built here on a micro-budget is a film about time, about cults, about the psychological grip of a place that made you feel like you belonged. The film is genuinely frightening in a way that doesn't rely on cheap mechanics. The dread is slow and cumulative. The camp looks normal, the people seem happy, and the wrongness creeps in at the edges. A rope that hangs from the sky with nothing at the other end, a game of tug-of-war with something on the other side that you never see. The ending is the kind that reframes everything you watched before it. Quiet, inevitable, and completely earned. Almost nobody has seen this film. That's a genuine injustice. And before number 11, and I've been holding back on number 9, it's a Spanish time travel film from 2007 with essentially no budget and a structure that will fold your brain completely in half. One of the finest genre films ever made. More soon. But first, number 11. A film about changing the past that understands better than most why that's always a catastrophic idea.
There are moments in life we choose to remember.
Do you think that we'll be together forever?
Number 11. The Butterfly Effect. Evan Treborn can travel back into his own memories and alter them. What happens to the present each time he does is never what he intended. It never is. Ashton Kutcher plays Evan, in a performance dismissed at the time and considerably more controlled than he was given credit for. The film asks him to play the same person across a dozen radically different timelines. He holds it together. The Butterfly Effect is about consequence, the impossibility of fixing one thing without breaking 3 others, the arrogance of believing you know which version of a life is the correct one. One instruction: watch the director's cut ending, not the theatrical version. It reframes the entire film in 90 seconds and is one of the most quietly devastating conclusions in early 2000s sci-fi. The theatrical ending is the one the studio wanted. The director's cut is the one the film was always building toward. Look it up. Watch that version. Don't watch the other one. The Butterfly Effect is about the chaos of trying to fix what's already broken. Number 10 is about something more primal. Two men who build time travel by accident, don't fully understand it, and make every decision wrong from that moment forward. Number 10. Primer. Fair warning on this one, because Primer will confuse you. On purpose. Completely. Without an apology. Shane Carruth made this for $7,000. He wrote it, directed it, scored it, edited it, and starred in it. He also has a degree in mathematics, which explains why the time travel mechanics in this film are more rigorously logical than in any other time travel film ever made. Two engineers in a garage accidentally built a time machine. They start using it carefully and cleverly for personal gain, and then the loops start overlapping, and versions of themselves start interfering with other versions. And the film refuses to stop and explain any of it. There are diagrams online. Dedicated primer scholars have spent years charting exactly what happens and in what order. They do not fully agree. It is a $7,000 film that has generated more intellectual discussion than most films with $200 million budgets. One watch won't be enough. That's a guarantee, not a warning. Number 9. Timecrimes. A man sees a woman in the woods through binoculars. He goes to investigate, and within the next 90 minutes, the same afternoon happens 3 times. Each iteration slightly different, each one adding a layer of dread the previous one didn't have. Nacho Vigalondo wrote and directed Timecrimes. his feature debut, for a fraction of what most sci-fi films spend on post-production. Kara Elihelde plays Hector, an ordinary man making a series of decisions that are individually reasonable and collectively catastrophic. He is not stupid. That's the point. Intelligent people under pressure making the logical choice at every step and arriving somewhere they can never come back from. The time travel mechanics are elegant and precisely constructed. The film locks its rules in early and never cheats them. And the emotional logic? The moment Hector understands what he has already done and what he now has to do, lands with a weight that no amount of exposition could have prepared you for. 92 minutes. One location, essentially. A man, an afternoon, and a machine. One of the finest time travel films ever made. Most people around the world haven't seen it, and that's a sad thing. Before number 8, a quick note on number 1. It's a film about a city locked in permanent midnight, where the streets rearrange themselves at the stroke of 12, and where one man wakes up with no memory of who he is. The Wachowskis considered it essential viewing before they started The Matrix. We're getting very close. But first, number 8. A film that is more than 50 years old and smarter about artificial intelligence than almost anything made since.
As of 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the defense of this nation has been the responsibility of a machine. A system we call Colossus.
Number 8. Colossus, the Forbin Project. This film is 56 years old. It is more relevant now than the day it was released. The United States activates Colossus, the most powerful computer ever built, designed to control the entire nuclear arsenal and eliminate the possibility of human error. Within hours, Colossus contacts its Soviet counterpart, Guardian. Together, they send humanity one message. They are now in charge. No explosions, no robots, no action sequences. The film is conducted almost entirely in conversation between the scientist who built Colossus, played with magnificent, crumbling dignity by Eric Braeden, and the machine that now controls him. The horror is administrative. Colossus doesn't threaten with violence. It informs you with complete patience that your options have been reduced. Every conversation we are currently having about artificial intelligence, about oversight, about what happens when we build something smarter than we are and ask it to be reasonable, this film was having in 1970. With better answers. Joseph Sargent trusts the idea completely. He was right to. Colossus removes human control and calls it progress. Number 7 puts control back in human hands. Or tries to. A city at the end of a millennium. A technology that lets you live inside someone else's memory.
Have you ever jacked in? Have you ever wire-tripped? No? A virgin brain. Well, we're gonna start you off right.
Number 7. Strange Days. Catherine Bigelow directed this. James Cameron wrote it. It cost $42 million and made $7.9 million globally. One of the most catastrophic misfires of that decade. And it is one of the most ferocious, most prescient, most uncompromising science fiction films ever made. Los Angeles, 1999. A black market for squid recordings, devices that let you experience another person's memories and emotions directly. Ray Fiennes plays a dealer addicted to replaying his own past, who stumbles into a conspiracy the LAPD needs buried. Angela Bassett plays the most capable person in the film, and she knows it. The film is about police violence, about surveillance, about who controls whose story. It was too raw, too angry, too specific for 1995 audiences. In 2024, it reads like journalism. Number 6, Coherence.
This is bad. This is really bad.
What's the box?
That was at the other house.
Oh my God. Jamie, what did you see?
Hugh, what did you see?
$50,000 budget. 5 nights of shooting in the director's living room, with actors who were given outlines of their characters, not scripts, and told to improvise. And what came out is one of the most unsettling science fiction thrillers of the past 30 years. 8 friends gather for a dinner party on the night a comet is passing close to the Earth. The lights go out. One house down the street still has power. 2 of them go to check it out. And what they find is... Look, I'm not going to tell you. Not a word. What I will tell you is this. The film is not about the comet. The comet is just the thing that makes visible what was already there. The tensions, the resentments, The choices people made and didn't make, the versions of their lives they picked, and all the other versions they quietly gave up. I found this on a random scroll at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. I finished it at 1 a.m. I lay in the dark for a bit, then I watched it again the next night. No other film on this list did that to me. Number 5, Sunshine. I'll tell you exactly what this film is. Then I want you to understand why that description doesn't prepare you for actually watching it.
16 months ago, I, Robert Capa, and a crew of 7 left Earth frozen in a solar winter. Our mission: reignite the sun before it's too late.
2057. The sun is dying. 8 astronauts, the second mission, the last chance, are carrying a stellar bomb to reignite it. Danny Boyle directs, Alex Garland writes, Cillian Murphy, Michelle Yeoh, Chris Evans. It cost $40 million and made $32 million. For its first hour, Sunshine is the finest hard sci-fi film since 2001: A Space Odyssey. The physics is real. The psychology of isolation under impossible pressure is observed with precision, and the film builds an almost religious relationship between the crew and the star they're approaching. Because you cannot look directly at it. They can never look directly at it. Then it shifts. The third act changes genre in a way that has divided audiences for nearly 20 years. Some call it a betrayal. I call it a logical escalation of everything the film was already building toward. The final sequence with Cillian Murphy is one of the most visually overwhelming, emotionally annihilating things in science fiction cinema. It made $32 million. It should have made $300 million. The gap between those two numbers is one of the great injustices of modern cinema. Number 4. Contact. Ellie Arroway, a radio astronomer who has spent her entire career listening to the universe and getting nothing back. And then one day, the universe answers. Robert Zemeckis directed Contact from a Carl Sagan novel, and it is the most genuinely intelligent first contact film ever made, because it is not really about contact at all. It's about the gap between what we know and what we're willing to believe, between the scientific method and the need for faith. Jodie Foster plays Ellie with a precision that carries every scene. Matthew McConaughey plays a theologian who represents everything Ellie has been trained to distrust, and who understands her better than anyone else in the film. The opening sequence, the camera pulling back from Earth through the solar system, through the galaxy, through space, the sounds of human radio transmission fading as each decade peels away, is one of the finest opening shots in cinema. Contact is about whether humanity deserves what it finds. The answer it gives is complicated.